Hello, I'm Larry Walsh, and welcome to today's eSeminar, The Right Tools for the Right Situation, the truth about technologies for storage and data management. What's right for your business? Presented by ARCserve. Today we are joined by two great speakers. First, Adam Famularo, Senior Vice President and General Manager of CA's Recovery Management and Data Modeling Business Unit. Adam is responsible for the team that develops, markets, and sells through its global network of channel partners, CA's Recovery Management and Data Modeling Solutions. And Steve Duplessis, Founder and Senior Analyst at the Enterprise Strategy Group. Steve is recognized worldwide as the leading independent authority on enterprise storage. Steve has also consistently been ranked as one of the most influential IT analysts. And of course, he's here to share his tremendous depth of knowledge in backup and storage trends. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
So, Steve, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Larry. Adam, for as long as you and I certainly have been in this business, perhaps the best thing from the industry perspective is that whether it's good times, whether it's bad times, whether a company is hiring or a company's laying off, if we're in a global economic recession or we're in go-go boom times, one thing never changes in our business, and that's data growth always increases. It's just a matter of how much and how fast. It never goes down, it only goes up. Terrific if you're in this business, but if you're a user trying to deal with just ever-increasing amounts of data on the floor, that just causes arguably it causes all of the problems that we ever talk about in IT. And so how does ARCserve fit into that new world order?
Oh, a great setup, Steve. I mean, that's the foundation for what we're trying to do, right? So one of the big pieces of coming out with our new product releases is going past backup. So more than backup is what we call it. So to a point where we're either helping the actual data that's there and present today by bringing in data deduplication technology to be included with our backup product to help to reduce the amount of data that's outstanding, or whether it's using our replication and high availability products to help better move data around your environment and then to consolidate it and back it up in one space. And then, of course, one of our main focuses is then the recovery aspects of data, right? And that really ties our whole solution family together under the ARCserve brand.
So I know you as the backup and recovery ARCserve.
That's right.
And I think the rest of the world probably does pretty well too. But how do you come to play in this new paradigm with all this data to manage? It's not just about backing up and protecting it. Clearly, those are important things.
That's
right. Those never go away from an importance perspective. But what else? And now it's about, the sheer magnitude of data that I have to deal with. How do users cope?
Yeah, well, it ties around all the different types of solutions that you could do with data, right? And where we have really been hammering home is the amount of data management, right? So we've gone from backing up and recovery now to managing the flow of data, right? So whether it's replicating data over a WAN to another site, whether it's moving data from physical to virtual, right, environments, whether it's moving data to the cloud, and then actually making sure that you could still recover the data is all aspects of really managing your data or data management.
No, it's a great point, and I think that another area I'd be interested in just your thoughts on is sometimes we have data that we just shouldn't have. Sometimes it's easier just to let things run wild than it is to actually manage things. And so getting rid of things is almost just as important today as deciding what it is you keep and not, because sooner or later you have to separate the wheat from the chaff. You've got to get through the clutter to find out what's important. I'm just curious if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, we're big believers of that. And part of the reason why we came out with a family of products as well is to give users the choice, right? So whether it's doing a basic backup from disk to tape and then exporting that tape, or whether it's something that's a little, from a data standpoint, it's a little bit more relevant that you need to get back faster and you want a disk-to-disk solution, right, that can bring your data back faster, or whether you want a solution that, hey, this is my Exchange server, right? I need that data up immediately, right? So that's where our high availability product comes in, where we could fail over your mission critical business applications so you have no downtime, right? So it's really monitoring and measuring the importance and relevancy of your data and then mapping the right solutions to that relevancy.
And so part of the management challenge really is we leave those decisions, historically we leave those decisions up to the human being. And we're leaving it up to a human being who now is trying to keep their head above water just to breathe. Because, the onslaught of data coming at them, it just keeps on coming relentlessly.
That's right.
And so how are some of the tools that you're talking about, how can ARCserve help a user to try and figure out what's important and not worth just letting them guess?
Yes, that's one of the big components of where we're going next in regards to building our technology for the future. Where we rely very heavily on channel partners is really bringing that expertise, right? So all of our products are only sold exclusively through our channel partners, and our channel partners are the ones that we train to work with to help set up those best practices around storage. So they'll come in, set up and design your storage environment, and map the right solutions, right, in the ARCserve family to your storage challenges.
Okay, that's good to hear, because, I mean, look, as awesome as big IT is, it'd be great when you're the Citibanks and the American Expresses, et cetera, of the world. The predominant marketplace that ARCserve serves is a mid-market kind of audience. And those people don't have the time. They don't have necessarily the financial resources. They can't run around and just solve a lot of these problems. So without help, they just keep getting buried and buried and buried. So talk just a little bit more about the ARCserve ecosystem of partners and how your customer can get help when they don't even necessarily know where to turn with something.
That's a great point, Steve. So we have a dedicated website called arcserve.com, right? And it's an education engine for everything storage, right? So you can go there as a customer, you can check out our storage products and storage portfolio, and then more importantly, you could find a local partner. Right, and you could find a local partner that will then come in, work with you to help design the right solution for you. We have over 12,000 partners worldwide, right, that we keep and we train them and we give them the right incentives and tools that they need to bring our products to market even better. And behind that, we have over 200 people in sales and marketing to support those partners, and another 400 people in development to help make sure that we're building new innovative technology every year.
Great, great. Moving on a little bit, we have recently released a series of research in the data protection area that, as I said earlier, I've been in this business an awful long time, probably 25 some odd years, and I think for 24 and a half of those years, data protection and backup has always been a key priority and a key problem within the user base. And it comes back to, look, if you've got data worth keeping, then you've got data worth protecting.
That's right.
But we've always sort of talked about it from a backup perspective. It's always been about backup performance, backup ease, backup management, et cetera. And it's kind of driven me crazy because backup is sort of useless. It's nice, but it's only useful if you can recover it, right, when you need it. And so for the first time, when you look at some of this data out here, by an overwhelming majority, the highest number, or the top 5 or 6 are all about recovery. And that's really the first time that the user community's come back saying our priorities are now about recovery.
That's right.
So better late than never, but since it's about recovery now and new means, new technologies, people are realizing recovery in the old world isn't going to work when you've got 1,000 pounds of data and a little teeny pipe, if you will. What's ARCserve's plan on being able to address some of those issues?